Alright guys, Carlos here from YuGiDojo. This is Rob from
DamageStepInc.
Alright, we're going to do a deck profile of his deck here, which is?
It's Fish OTK.
And how'd you do today with it?
I went 3-1, top 8, lost in the top 8. So, overall good day. I misplayed, as you will see or have seen. But contrary to popular belief, I do know how to actually play the deck. So yeah, this is my version. It's kind of different than the other versions. I put a little personal touch in. So.
All right, well let's see the deck.
All right, well obviously the main card is 3 super ancient deep sea king coelacanth.
That's very shiny. Let's see that. That's that dude there. All right.
Yeah, it's the MVP of the deck. When it's normal summoned, you could discard 1 card and special summon as many level 4 or lower fish monsters. I'll point which one you would usually get with this deck. This is the main monster in the deck, and it's very, very good. Yeah, 1 rodent totem. Because the frogs drop into the graveyard a lot, you can use him to special summon to use as tribute fodder for him. You got 2 Treeborn Frog. It's obvious. It comes back if you do not control a spell or trap card during the standby phase. You got 3 Duke Frog. You use the Duke Frogs when it's destroyed to get the Swap Frogs, which in turn get the Treeborn Frogs. And also it's a wall. It's a 2,000 defense, and it's very, very good. Next, got 1 Gores, for obvious reasons. 2 Light and Darkness Dragon, lockdown, and it really helps when it's destroyed to special summon a monster, whether it be Swap Frog, whether it be the Beatstick Gores, or some other cards that I use. And you make your make your opponent use their resources, and then you drop the big fishy. So definitely works great in this deck. I would say the second most important card in this deck is Swap Frog. You could special it by discarding a water monster, and then you can dump a water monster into not a water monster. You could dump a frog into the grave, or you can normal it and it gets the same effect, and then you can bounce it back to your hand. So it's good to constantly drop those frogs into those graves for rodent totem for the tribute fodder. Next you have 3 Oyster Master. This is one of the cards that you get with the big fish. If it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard by anything other than, I have to talk loud because it's loud, but anyway, if it's destroyed by anything other than battle, you get a token, and the tokens help to get formula synchron when you combine them.
I think it's more of when it gets sent away from the field, not destroyed.
Yeah, not destroyed. When it gets basically when it gets sent to the graveyard with anything other than battle, it doesn't get a token when it's destroyed by battle. So when it's sent to the graveyard, destroyed was the wrong word. Sent is definitely a better word. And like I said, the token goes well with these guys, Fishboard Blaster, because the token is water, so you are able to special summon these guys from the graveyard and then go into formula, draw your card, and shenanigans. So these are obvious too. And this is more personal tech. It's 2 Mobius. It's a water for Moray of Greed. You can put it back in your deck if you can't really use it. You could discard it for the special summoning of Swap Frog, and then if you get Light and Darkness out, you can bring it out when Light and Darkness is destroyed, so it's a 2400 beater. And it destroys back row too. It just goes, if I don't have Trunade or Cold Wave, I could do this before setting up for the big fish and get those pesky Solemn Warnings and Bottomlesses out of the way. So that's more personal tech. You really don't see this in this deck a lot, but it's been working really good for me. And I don't really draw luckily. I'm not lucky when it comes to drawing, so these really help. Onto the spells. 3 Moray of Greed. It helps those dead hands become really, really good hands. I mean, and if you're stuck with the big fishes or the Mobiuses, you can use this to basically replenish your hand and get those Swap Frogs, get those cards that you need to set up for the big plays. Next, you have 2 MST, again, back row control. You have 3 enemy controller. These really help with Treeborn Frog during standby phase. Special Treeborn Frog, Econ, get their monster. special Treeborn again during the same standby phase, and there you go. You have 2 tributes for like Darkness or Big Fish, or you just have your 1 tribute. You can basically, tribute for Mobius, tribute their monster for Mobius, and they don't have a monster anymore, and you still have your Treeborn and stuff. So very, very good. Trinade is obvious. So is Cold Wave, Monster Reborn, and Dark Hole. And then you have 2 Gold Sarks. Usually side these out game 2, but they're good for searching out whatever you need. If you see your opening hand and you need the big fish, you have everything set up, you go for the big fish. If you have everything, if you have your Cold Wave, you have your big fish, you go for the swap to set up. So it's a very good card, but I usually do side it out because game 2 it's usually very, very slow. 2 Pot of Dualities. A lot of people don't like this. I love it in the deck. This deck doesn't need the special summon. I mean, you can activate Pot of Duality, get the card that you're going to need next turn, and then just set a Duke Frog, and it's a 2,000 wall. Or, you don't have to. This is the explosion for the next turn card. You don't. The special summoning restriction really doesn't hurt if you know how to play the deck, which, like I said, I do know how to play it, even though I misplayed in that match. And then 1 more, 1 Pot of Avarice. So, no traps. That's the deck. I'll go into the synchro board now. These are actually really cool. They're custom made. They're fluff tokens in English that I bought from a person on YouTube. Her name is Dragon Duelist Girl, so you should also go subscribe to her. She makes great mats, and she made these for me. And these are hand drawn, so really, really cool. Just as an aside. Next I play a Shooting Star, I play a Red Nova, obviously a Red Dragon Archfiend, and a Stardust for those. Then you play Sea Dragon Lord Gashildodon. Helps for the OTK with Brionic. So bumps up to 3,000 when a water monster is sent to the graveyard while it's on the field. A YuGiOh, and this is a really important card too. If I could find them. 3 formulas. Like I said, the Fishborg, the Fishborg Blasters and the tokens, the Fishborgs and the Treeborns, very versatile, very good. Brionic for the OTK. You got 2 Armory Arm for the Armory Arm Colossal OTK. You got a Gungnir, a Scrap Dragon, and then the Colossal for the Colossal OTK. Finally, I'll show you my side deck real quickly. These are what I usually side in every match. The Malevolent Catastrophe. Once they see you game 1, that you're going into the big fish and you're going to try to OTK, they're going to put in cards to stop that. So this this destroys all their back rows because you're really not attacking. You're really just setting cards, just setting the Treeborn. You're setting the swap frog, the Duke Frog. So when I do that, wipe out their back rows with Malevolent, and hopefully then next turn, if you could explode, they have an empty field. They have an empty spawn trap. So next for those graveyard decks, I play 3 DD Crow. For plant synchro, get those dandelions out, stuff like that. Next, I took this out and then put it back in. 3 consecrated. Blackwings are very prevalent where I live, in my local, so I definitely like these. And also against Gravekeepers too, so these definitely help. Next, I play 2 Omen of Extermination. If you hit a bottomless, since we play no traps, I play no traps, so if I hit a bottomless, there's no harm, gonna happen to me that I have to remove my own bottomlesses because I don't play any. If you hit those solemn warnings, that's big. Even if you hit a solemn judgment, who cares? It's removed. You don't have to worry about it anymore. So it's basically another MST with an added. I mean, it can't be chained, but it's basically MST. And if you hit something that they have multiples of in the deck, they're gone. Next, 1 system down. Karakuris are coming up at my local. And you sometimes see the Machinas or Machinas pop up here and there, so this card definitely works against them, and again, it doesn't really hurt me, so. And finally, 3 Caius. I'm kind of thinking of taking these out, but they've saved me before in game 3 when time is called and you go into first damage. If you draw them, you know, you sacrifice for them, you summon it and you remove itself, and then you win because it's first damage. And sometimes you're playing decks where you really just want to, you really can't set up for the big fish. So sometimes I will side out a Mobius and just put 2 of these in. Sometimes I put all 3 and just go towards more frog monarchs than fish because my opponent might not be expecting that. So I think it's very important to be and know what you're doing, even though I didn't seem like I knew what I was doing there. But misplays are going to happen, and just try your best. It's a very, very good deck, and it's popping up at regionals everywhere. So I like it, and it should be getting better. It's actually very good against 6 Samurai, so it might be something you want to consider. So anyway, I hope you liked it. Come by my channel. We're gonna have a lot of videos coming up. We only have 4 now, but we're gonna have a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of fun stuff, and yeah, that's basically it, guys. Thanks a lot.
Alright guys, so yeah, go subscribe to Rob. Check out, definitely that's a deck that you got to look out for. Frog FTK has been, I call it like water just because of that, but it's coming up. Hope you enjoyed it, and you're going to see Rob's somewhere around here. If not, it's definitely going to be in the description too, so please subscribe to him. He got some good videos, he got some box openings there and everything too, alright? Speak to you guys later. Bye.